Welcome to the Developer Spotlight on the Full Dive Gaming Podcast. In the Developer Spotlight, we sit down with VR industry professionals. This week, Jay and Lip, we are here with somebody familiar. You might remember Sam. So we're talking about Another Door escape room game. Sam Park, thanks for coming back.
Hi, guys.
And while we're thanking you, we got to thank our sponsor real quick, Asterion Products. They got some new stuff in the pipe right now. If you haven't checked them out, watch their website, AsterionProducts.com. And if you use code FULLDIVE, you're going to save $5 on any order, $20 or more. So, Sam, for our listeners who haven't heard of it yet, tell us what Another Door VR game is.
Yes, Another Door is a VR escape room experience that pulls you deep into a world of immersive, chilling environment. It's packed with its own gripping story and airy challenges. Whether you're navigating a trap-filled lair designed by a mad scientist, uncovering dark side secret in a haunted doll's room, cursed by a restless spirit, or unraveling mysteries in a sacred lab where hallucinations blur the line between reality and nightmare. Each episode offers a new and heart-pounding adventure.
So that honestly sounds super amazing. I did get into it today. It's been launched for a week. How's the launch been going so far, though?
Yeah, it's a very great. The overall vibe on the streets is looking really, really positive. It's still early, but we are already seeing a lot of interest with many players giving encouraging feedback. We are planning to ramp up our marketing efforts even further. Plus, we got Steam launch set for October 31st, so we are focused on keeping this momentum going strong. We are closely monitoring the market to make sure we ride this upward trend through the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's a positive feedback so far. It's funny because I actually was looking up stuff on the game and I saw that you guys had a 4.6 star rating. People citing they love the storyline, and the lower reviews are mostly people complaining that they couldn't figure out a puzzle or something like that. You got any advice for those players who are struggling to get through the game?
Sure. We originally considered including a more user-friendly hint system to align with current gaming trends, similar to the experience in offline escape rooms, where if you are completely stuck, you can hit a red button and someone on the other side of the monitor kindly guides you through the solution. However, the more we built out our escape room content, the more we realized we didn't want to lose sight of what makes our experience truly fun. It might sound a bit old school, but we wanted players to take a step back, think things through, and explore their surroundings again, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges. Even if the time runs out and you fail, you believe that's part of what makes our content engaging and rewarding. So while you might notice the time limit, lack of hints, the absence of save system, we left these elements intact to preserve the traditional, authentic fun of escape rooms. That said, if you ever really think, we encourage you to visit our Discord channel where you'll find helpful advice and lots of information to guide you through the puzzles.
That's awesome. And actually, for someone like me, I complain about tutorials so often. This game might have the best ever tutorial because it has a voice that very, very accurately and very easily guides you. This is how the game is played. Now I'm going to tell you how to solve these puzzles. You still have to figure out how to get out of that room. But then after you're out of there, they're like, now you know what you're supposed to do. Figure it out for yourself. And I was like, that's exactly how you make a tutorial. So I was really blown away by that. The other thing is, oh, that first room was a nice bright room. Then it puts me in this dark, scary place with a flashlight. And I'm like, oh no. Look around, there's bloody mannequins, all sorts of things. So what I'm thinking is very few escape rooms focus on horror, especially not to this degree. What brought that into the mix of this game?
Good question. The primary goal of our escape room game is to provide players with an immersive experience. We believe that horror elements are a powerful tool to heighten tensions, drawing players deeper into the game. It's like watching a well-crafted thriller. Our aim is to keep players fully engaged, maintaining that tension as they race against the clock. That said, we recognize that not everyone enjoys intense horror. We focused on balancing the atmosphere to maintain just the right level of suspense without overwhelming the players. Across various episodes, we are tailored the experience to offer a range of events and adventures, ensuring there is something for everyone.
It's funny that we mentioned the horror escape rooms there because I was actually just on a trip to Florida with some other VR people, and we went and did an IRL real escape room in life, and you walked in and it looks like this kid's bedroom, and they don't tell you like this has a horror element to it. You think you're walking into a normal escape room, and then all of a sudden, as you start reading the story and like learning the background of what happened in this place, you realize like this is not a good place to be, and it got really freaky and really scary. There was actually even some screams happening, but it got me thinking like we went there with like, 8 or 10 of us in this escape room. And whenever you do real life escape rooms with your friends, you go with your friends. Like, has anyone ever done an escape room alone? So it's weird that like a lot of the escape room games in VR so far have been alone. And this one actually lets you do it co-op. You actually go into an escape room with friends. So I wonder, do you have any thoughts on like why do most VR escape rooms solo experiences and what made you choose to actually go, have co-op in this?
Mhm. It's clear that players' preference in VR escape room differ from those in offline experiences. Creating a seamless multiplayer experience in a VR environment requires a precise technical synchronizations, which can be a challenge. Additionally, designing single-player puzzle is generally more straightforward than developing cooperative ones. There's also the common saying in gaming that gathering players can be more difficult than game itself. That's why we designed the game to accommodate both solo play and cooperative play for up to 4 players. In coop, the puzzles and gameplay situations shift in a way that encourages and requires teamwork, adding a unique layer of collaboration to the escape room experience.
Nice.
So I know with Strike Rush, you've added a whole bunch of new cool skins. There was one point you guys had some awesome football skins. You added new maps and all sorts of things. So with this game that you're also making, or also part of, are there any plans to add more like rooms or more episodes to this game in the future?
Sure, we always got ideas in the works. We've been even started mapping out the next episode. Our focus is on delivering something new, something you haven't experienced yet. We are keeping a close eye on the market, and once we see a strong demand from players, we'll lock in the development timeline for the next episode.
I love that. I love seeing things expand after, especially based on player feedback and working together with it. And it was funny because this isn't the first time we've had you on the podcast, Sam. I realized right when we jumped in, I was like, oh, you guys are developing all kinds of games right now. So basically, the publisher, SKONEC, you're here. We talked about your old games, Mortal Blitz from back in the day. You did The Door, which was another VR puzzle, a little less horror element. So how much is SKONEC doing and who all are you working with right now? It seems like you're partnering up with a lot of developers.
We see ourselves as partners, sharing various development experiences and shaping the future together. Especially early on, both sides were completely focused on the idea of a VR escape room. Now, someone at SKONEC might hear this and say, wait, what's new to me? But at least from our side, we've always seen them as our big brother in the space. We plan to continue this strong partnership moving forward. The experience of this lounge is a great example of how well we can work together.
Well, it's honestly it's great to see a developer. I know. Typically on the podcast, when we've had questions about developers, I usually say the best VR developers are usually in more North America and Europe, and I get the impression from the company you guys are not from those locations. And honestly, I seems like everything you guys are making is great, high quality products. Been in the business for a long time, and you know what? Like, I'm just happy I got to talk to you guys again because I had tons of fun with Strike Rush. This
Thanks.
game way too scary for me. I'm sorry, but I did get my palms sweaty. I did fear it out for a little bit just to get a touch for it. I should have gone to co-op and dragged Jay in there. Two of us could have been scared together. But is there anything about this game that we haven't covered yet that you want to share with the listeners?
Sure. Another Door fans, I want to talk to Another Door fans. Shout out to them. First of all, huge thank you for all the love and support you've shown for our game so far. Your enthusiasm truly inspires us. We love for you to join our Discord community where you can connect with fellow players, share your escape room experiences, and stay updated on the all the latest news. It's the perfect space to discuss strategies, exchange tips, and even suggest ideas for future episodes. So come on in and be part of the conversation. We can wait to see you there.
Well, yeah, we're excited. Everybody's loving this game. And obviously, we had you on before talking about Strike Rush. There's some other stuff coming up there. So we'll make sure there's links in our description, show notes for you to find out all of what SKONEC's working on publishing, what's going on with Another Door VR. And like Lipnox said, maybe if this is a little too scary, if you take some friends, and that always helps make it a lot less scary. But again, thank you so much for being on. It's good to hang out with you again, Sam.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a wonderful time.
Well, remember, if you're out there listening to this podcast, come by. You'll see some scary images up on the screen here. Maybe I'll even find some footage from that escape room I told you about that I was in. So we'll do a little real life versus VR. You get to see a little bit of both. But remember, we're here for you every major podcast platform. You can find us anywhere. Take us on the go. And if you've been thinking about VR and you like escape rooms, maybe it's time. Toivonen in.
I won't in.